Hey boys and girls, week 7, day 5, BEA, beautiful. Sorry, couldn't help myself again. We're continuing to look a lot more at Antarctica. Obviously a place that is not visited by many people, so we're trying to get our true experience of what it is. We're gonna try to make this video nice and sweet, guys, because I know I went like close to 18, almost 19 minutes, especially if you were pausing me. So we're gonna try to go through today and just finish up, and good news is, it's just on one page. We have this page here, February 16th on the Polar Duke, and March 12th, she's home, okay? So here we go. We're gonna go February 16th on the Polar Duke, and you'll see yours. We're gonna have two main ideas for this one. The first main ideas will be found on paragraphs 1 and 2. And then I believe paragraphs 3 through 7, basically the bottom part of this page here that I get to, let me move it up, is pretty much going to be our last main idea on this page. And then we'll have one other page here. We'll have called Winging Home. Means she's going home, and we'll get to that one next. All right, so February 16th on the Polar Duke. Again, make sure you're kind of looking at the text, guys. I know it's just a video of the page. This way you didn't have to take your book home and lug it home. I am along on a trip of the Polar Duke north of Palmer in Gerlich Strait. The crew and scientists trawl for krill using fine mesh nets dropped off the stern. Coming back, we see icebergs drifting south out of the Weddell Sea. The bergs originate hundreds of miles away and ride ocean currents. So go ahead, stop that, and write down your main idea. All right, hopefully you've paused me and you come back. I'm just saying they're on board the ship. Really not much going on. Two important details that I've got that they're simply doing. Number one, they're trawling. And trawling's where they have a big net and they're catching all these krill. Trawling for krill. And they see icebergs. Iceberg ahead! Sorry, too much Titanic. All right. So there's our first main idea. They're just on board a ship, trawling for krill, and they see icebergs. I'll give you a clue. The next one is going to be all about that. Sometimes we talk about how sometimes it can be a detail, and then it sometimes can be a main idea. So as I'm reading this, hopefully you guys will pay attention. It's going to be all about icebergs. We sail close, but not too close. For beneath the waves is where the bulk of an iceberg is. Seawater splashes up on iceberg shores shaped by years of wave action. Sunlight strikes gleaming ramparts that shine with rainbow colors. Let me help you with a rampart. You actually sing this. O'er the ramparts, right? Over the ramparts was actually, that was not me singing very well. Sorry, that was in our national anthem. The ramparts is part of it. It's basically a wall, like a fort. So it looks like a wall. So sunlight streaks on gleaming walls that shine like rainbow colors. So basically these things right here that you can see, the sun hits them just right and it kind of works like rainbowish colors. So if you ever see like prisms and stuff like in your house with glass prisms, things that have different, angles and stuff on glass, they actually give off that rainbow color to it. Erosion works at the ice, creating caves and hollows, coves and inlets. Penguins and seals hitch rides on icebergs. Gulls and other seabirds rest on high points. One iceberg collides in slow motion with another. The smaller one topples, rolls, and heaves like a dying rhinoceros. I love this writing. Emerald seawater mixed with spray, drenching its surfaces. I yearn to ride an iceberg like a penguin or a gull. Touching its frozen sides, drifting slowly on the waves, I draw them, but I can't capture their splendor. Oh, what good writing that is. Look at the vivid details, the things that she was saying, ramparts, rainbow, like a dying rhinoceros, emerald seawater, yearning, which means she longs, she just really, really wants to ride an iceberg. So go ahead, very easy main idea. Everybody, we are learning about icebergs. Iceberg ahead. So what did we learn about icebergs? Now the first part, I want you to see this. We sail close, but not too close. For beneath the waves is where the bulk of an iceberg is. Bulk is under. So you might just see that iceberg, that little tiny little thing, and not think anything of it, but it is ginormous underneath it, okay? So if you have time today, go to Google and look up iceberg and look for iceberg underneath an iceberg, the bulk of an iceberg. It's really quite amazing and shocking to see. It looks just like a little tiny little chunk of ice, but it's not. It is massive underneath. And obviously that's why the Titanic sank, not shank. It sank because it hit a massive ice with amount of force going really fast. And the iceberg is, you know, almost just like hitting another ship at that point. Okay, so we have most of the bulk of an iceberg is under the center. I'm going to talk about the descriptive things. I've got many descriptive things. I've got it gleaming. It's hollows. It's got caves and inlets. Can you imagine the colors coming off of those? The rainbows that she said when the sun was gleaming at it. The hollows, the coves of it, the iceberg. Now, again, this is just a small little picture here. This doesn't do us justice to sound out, because basically what she said too, she cannot capture the splendor when she even tries to draw them. Just amazing, just amazing. Never seen a glacier. I think that'd be really cool. Or excuse me, an iceberg glacier. All right, the last part, let's talk about we'll just say animals, right? We can say animals were on them. We had all sorts of animals on them. We had penguins, right? We had, excuse me, I almost said rhinoceroses. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. Rhinoceroses on top of an iceberg doesn't work. We have seabirds, we have penguins, we have all sorts of gulls also too, and seals on top of them as well, all right? And then the last one, we're just gonna say amazing color and wonder. She just absolutely loves those icebergs. I think that'd be pretty amazing. All right. Okay, last one. Let's make this one so super short. We have two main ideas that we need to do, and that's March 12th, winging home. Before leaving, I collected, with permission, a sterile penguin egg. Sterile, boys and girls, means there is not going to be a baby that comes from it. It's basically a dead egg. It's just an egg that is literally going to be a penguin egg, and there's not a penguin inside it. It's sterile, meaning it wasn't fertilized. Fertilized would mean that it literally would become a baby penguin. So it's sterile, which means it will just be an egg. It will not become a penguin. So she's not stealing a penguin, but she's stealing a penguin egg. Not stealing, she's collecting because she had permission. A sterile penguin egg that would never hatch. I made room for it in my suitcase by giving a lot of my clothes away. The airline lost my bag in Miami. I told the airline people that I have to have it back. Pleading, begging, it has a penguin egg in it, I said. They glanced at each other and eyed me funny. All right, so go ahead. Oh, fortunately for me, they found them and they found the bag. Go ahead, pause me, and come up with an idea. Good job. I'm just going to say it's about the sterile egg. Okay, and that would be, it's a penguin egg. And she lost. She lost it, and then she found it. All right, and then let's get to the last one. The egg reminds me of my trip to the place where penguins raise downy chicks, krill swim in numbers greater than stars in the sky, whales have rights, and icebergs drift in graceful arcs across southern ocean swells. At home, I'll look out at the desert landscape and remember the Antarctic desert, told ya, the last great wilderness on Earth. All right, go ahead, write down that. Pause me and you unpause me. I'm just going to say memory. Memories. So when she looks at this egg, boys and girls, she thinks of her journey. She thinks of the journey that she had Journey of Antarctica. Right? She talks about her journey, and it reminds her of all the animals, the glaciers, and I'm just going to put ... There was a lot more things that she had. Okay, guys, I kept it under 10 minutes. Good job. Awesome job for our main ideas. So if you look back, we have many main ideas. We talked about how she looked at this egg and it gives her memories. She looked at icebergs while they were on board this boat. She talked about the beauty of it, where she almost dies falling through a crack while stepping out and relaxing. She had an amazing experience with a storm. She talked about whale and krill. Krill being the little, animal that pretty much a lot of animals survive on. Then she talked about a scary encounter with an orca and the struggles the penguins are having. That's unfortunate. Then she talked about the eeriness of it being so silent, the supplies she needs, what it was like to be traveling by the Zodiac there, and this island she went to. Talked about the rules, what the station was like. She talked about the Antarctic conversion. She talked about the ship. She talked about flying there, and then that she was super excited to go to Antarctica. Take care, guys.